Hey guys, I thought we'd sit down today and talk about one of my vices. No, not that vice, the PanaVise. We'll go over the basic vise and all the accessories for it in this video. PanaVise products are surprisingly still made in the USA, and they're relatively affordable. I'll put Amazon links in the video description, but always shop around for the best price. You can likely get them cheaper elsewhere. If you're patient, you can pick these up used on eBay for under 30 bucks. So, what makes the PanaVise special? Well, it rotates, pans, and tilts. There's a single adjustment screw on the side that controls all the adjustments. You can rotate it to any angle, and once it's locked down, it ain't moving from that position. And you can remove the head completely and replace it with a different one. We'll go over all the optional heads in a bit, but for now let's check out the standard vise head. The body is a die-cast metal, some kind of zinc, with a steel screw and steel guide rods. The jaws are only 2.5 inches wide, and the max opening is about 2.5 inches as well. The jaws are plastic, so they're non-marring, although you can replace them with brass or steel ones if you want to. You'll find a ton of uses for these little guys all around the shop. They're great for holding 2-cycle carburetors while rebuilding them. Since the plastic jaws are non-marring, they won't damage the gasket surfaces on the carb, and you don't have to worry about crushing it like you could in a larger vise. This clip here is from that video where we made a new pawl for a ratcheting screwdriver. You'd crush this little thing squeezing it in a regular vise, but the PanaVise is the perfect size to hold it, while not squeezing it too tightly. There are a plethora of optional heads for the PanaVise base. There's a model where the mounting shaft sticks out the tail of the vise instead of out the bottom. This can be useful if you want it to hang over the edge of your workbench. And if the standard head doesn't open wide enough for you, they have a wide boy head that you can swap on. It's made out of tubular metal and has a cool little hand crank on the end of it. This thing opens up to over 6 inches wide, so you can hold larger items in it, and it still swivels around on the base. The only negative with this guy is the object you're holding is kinda offset in the vise. They do make a newer model where it stays centered over the base though. I like these for holding medium to large circuit boards if you do electronics work. They do have a dedicated circuit board holder. I have one of these around here somewhere, but I couldn't find it. I don't really use it that much because it's too big for the stuff that I work on. For smaller circuit boards, I like this junior model. The jaws on it are entirely made of plastic, but for holding small circuit boards, it's fine. PanaVise has other specialty heads, like a micrometer holder and a fixture plate, so you can mount whatever custom object you want to the base. As for the base, you also have several options. There's 2 different base model bases, a short one and a tall one. This just depends on your preference for height off the workbench. There's also a vacuum base. Now this won't stick down to my wood workbench, but it sticks down great to metal surfaces. I keep this one in the house. In a pinch you could stick it to the top of your washing machine or kitchen countertop for the times when you need a vise in the house. The vacuum base on these is way better than the cheap knockoff Harbor Freight ones. This vise is at least 25 years old, and the rubber on the base hasn't cracked, and it still works fine. A top tip for these vacuum bases is to keep a metal plate around. I think this one was originally a meat defroster tray. So if you need to use the vise on a carpeted surface, or any other surface where it won't stick by itself, you can stick it to the plate, and it gives you a nice solid base for it. My favorite base for these is the cast iron one. It's just a big old solid chunk of cast iron that bolts onto the short or tall standard base. I like this because it keeps the vise relatively still on your workbench, but you can still slide it around or out of the way if you need to. If the cast iron is too heavy for you, they also make an aluminum version, which has little compartments to store parts in while you're working. There is a clamp-on base as well. I'm not a huge fan of the clamp-on one, because it means you can only have the vise positioned at the edge of your workbench. For metal workbenches, you could grab this magnetic base and stick it down wherever you want to. And there's aftermarket bases too, like this soldering station one from Quad Hands. These come with optional gooseneck arms with little alligator clips on them. These are great for working on electronics and soldering wires when you need an extra hand to hold a wire. The Quad Hands base is also made in the USA from heavy plate steel with a powder-coated finish. They also have these thick rubber feet on the bottom, so it won't slide around. Another aftermarket product I found for use with the PanaVise is this little watchmaker's vise. They're mostly plastic, but they have these little pins that you can reposition to hold a round or otherwise oddly shaped object. On the bottom there's two grooves that you can use to clamp the watch vise into another vise, like the PanaVise. You can pick these watch holders up for a couple bucks on AliExpress. PanaVise has been around for a long time, founded as Colbert Industries in 1956 by Otto Colbert. The rotating base was invented by Robert Warren in 1957, and the design has stayed almost identical to this day, other than a color change from green to silver. The older green models seem to have a solid mounting shaft, and some other minor casting differences. The newer silver ones also have plastic end caps on the handle, whereas on the older green ones they were made of metal. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same as they were back in the day. I do like the green color on the old ones though, very 70s. PanaVise makes a ton of other products too, like cell phone and camera mounts, and this cool Pana press. It's a little baby arbor press. I'll do a full video on him sometime in the future. So in conclusion, if you do any small engine work, electronics work, model building, jewelry making, watch repair, any type of precision work where you need a small vise, you'll definitely find some uses for the PanaVise. If you already have one, let me know what uses you've found for it in the comments below. Check out the other videos on my channel if you haven't already. See you later. Bye.